Hello and welcome back to LFC Transfer Room. You're joined by me, Charlie, Jared in the top left. Oh, I'll move you over there, Jared. The tags have gone. I don't know what I'm doing. Apologies, guys. Jared, Sam, and Omar. We're here to discuss the predicted lineup of the Brentford v Liverpool game today. So make sure you obviously subscribe, leave a like on the video, and follow us all on Twitter, even though it's not there for some reason, which is always amazing. But first off, I guess we will go over to the screen. Apologies if it's a bit rusty today, guys, but we move. First off, in goal, I don't think there's any dispute, is there, guys? I mean, Alisson's probably been the best goalkeeper in the world for a good few years now. I mean, does anyone want to make an argument for Kelleher to start after this penalty save?
The penalty save, great. Maybe game on for penalties when we need to in cup finals, but other than that, no chance.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one's pretty set in stone. One that might be up for debate. Kostas Tsimikas had a very, very impressive start to the season, if we should say. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but he has the same amount of assists as Andy Robertson. Jared, can you maybe see him starting, or do you think we're going to go back to Andy Robertson?
I think Klopp loves to balance the midweek games with the weekend games, so I don't think he would start Tsimikas again, even though he's young and he's hungry. His work rates are incredible. I think he'll go with Robbo, especially it being a Premier League match. It is Brentford, but it's still going to be like a high octane, very important match. So he'll go with Robbo as long as his ankle's still holding up well. And I do think he likes to split up the midweek team and the weekend team. Aside from like a few key people sometimes.
Yeah. Sam, Omar, is it Robertson all the way, or is there a chance that Tsimikas could be starting?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Robertson. I think he's probably been the best left back in the world for 2 years and a bit. So I wouldn't just, obviously, even though Tsimikas is playing well, I wouldn't just ditch Robertson just like that. And obviously, I do feel like Robertson has had a poor start by his standards to the season, but obviously you want to play him to form because I do feel like him at his best is definitely better than Tsimikas at his best. So yeah, I just feel like this will probably be the perfect game for him to get 1 or 2 assists, and definitely Robertson. Yeah.
Omar, feel the same?
Yeah, I think Robertson's not put a foot wrong, and he's still the best left back in the world. It's just a bit of a luxury to have 2 unbelievable fullbacks at the moment, considering that in my lifetime as a Liverpool fan, that's been a position of struggle. So I'm just happy that they're both at the club.
Yeah, I think we sort of all feel the same with the whole Tsimikas situation. It's amazing to have cover. We just need Trent to be covered now. But Tsimikas, he's took to a duck like water with the whole city, getting involved in the culture of everything. And he's really started to show himself to the fans and to Klopp that he can, he's good enough for this team. Next position we'll go on to is right back. Obviously, Trent was out in the previous Premier League game due to an illness. They have confirmed that it wasn't COVID, and he's back in full training. Any arguments against Milner maybe going back there, or Trent slot straight back in?
Yeah, I think Trent goes straight back in. I've missed him, so yeah, nice to see Trent back. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really any arguing there. Not problem position. It's a great problem to have, but we've got 4 fit centre backs and 4 centre backs who are all absolutely amazing. So I'm going to give everyone a chance just to go on what their centre-back partnership is first. Obviously, we've got Konate, Gomez, who started the previous game, and then we've got Virgil van Dijk and Matip. Everyone's fit by the sounds of it. So, Jared, I'll go to you first. Who is your centre-back partnership for the Brentford game?
It is a tough one. Obviously, keep in mind we do have Porto on Tuesday, I believe. Tuesday or Wednesday, midweek. So, it's going to be interesting to see how Klopp balances things. I think next weekend is Watford, so it's not like we have the craziest schedule in the Prem the next couple of match days. So it is a tough one. I want to say he will switch back to Virgil and Matip, but because of the midweek switch where he went to Konate and Gomez, of course, in the Carabao Cup match. So I think he'll go with Virgil and Matip, and then I'd say Virgil will probably start again against Porto, maybe with Gomez, something like that. But yeah, I think he'll stick with the two reliable guys.
Yeah, are you in the same boat, Sam, or do you think maybe we get Konate's been good, hasn't he? So
yeah, he has. I think it's a flip of a coin between maybe Gomez and Konate. I do feel like obviously Gomez played midweek, but I do feel like I don't think he started a Premier League game yet, so I do feel like he'll wanna get a Premier League start. And also Konate looked good as well. So and obviously Brentford would be a good team to, play him. Obviously he's not as strong as a City or whatever, so I do feel like he could play. I think Matt will probably be rested. I feel like we're just trying to make sure that obviously before we get to the intense fixtures, we just keep our defenders fit. So I do feel like I will Virgil and I will Gomez because I want to see Gomez play a Prem game. And yeah.
Omar, I think we can all agree that Virgil nailed on to start. So it's who's going to be partnering next to him. Who would you want to partner next to him, Omar?
I'd actually want Matip there just because I think this season they've been formidable together. I think any combination with Van Dijk just looks amazing. But I think it's a 5:30 p.m. game at Brentford. The crowd's going to be up. You just need a cool head in Matip next to Van Dijk just to sort of deal with that pressure and deal with someone like Tony. So I think Klopp will go with them too. I think they've done nothing wrong so far. And then when we get into Porto and then I think it's City next week.
Yeah. It is City next weekend.
I think it's City.
I think that changes things.
The Porto centre backs will be an interesting one. But I think Matip Van Dijk is the way to go forward.
Yeah, I'm in the Matip boat. Purely just for the fact that I think a fast-paced centre back works well in the Champions League. Obviously we do have pace in Van Dijk, but at this point Gomez is probably the fastest centre back of the club. I think as Samuel said, it'll be a flip of the coin between a lot of them. But I think Klopp will go with what he knows in the Premier League. So if you're all right to sacrifice Gomez with Samuel, we'll go with
yeah, of course.
Oh no, the screen's messed up. That's not good. Oh no, this is going all wrong. Okay.
What does that even say?
I think it's
Dublin or something. Oh.
I'll change it in a bit. Okay, so next we're going on to centre defensive mid. No argument against Firmino, yeah. Has Owen and Beck impressed anyone to step in?
Nah. Firmino all the way.
No one's putting him out of the starting 11.
Definitely. And the thing is, this midfield, we've sort of only got two people fit at the moment. Obviously, as Thomas has said there, Keita's injured again. Thiago is also out until the next international break at the earliest. So we are starting to have a bit of a midfield crisis. Maybe it was a bad decision not going to sign a midfielder to replace Wijnaldum. I think maybe everyone might have thought that here, and it's played out. But obviously, the only other really senior centre mid is Jordan Henderson. Do you think he's nailed on to start two guys, or do you think we'll go with another different pair in front of Firmino?
I do think it'll be Hendo, obviously as the captain, and with his experience and I feel like he gradually has been getting more and more minutes throughout the season, coming back from the big summer he had, obviously at the Euros, and he is getting up there in age a bit. So I think he's finally getting to that stage where he can put in real shifts. The last few weeks we've seen it happen. So, I definitely think Hendo will be in there, especially due to the lack of other experience because Thiago's injured. No Keita, who's been playing pretty well lately. So, I think Hendo will be in there.
Yeah, Omer, do you think the same? Henderson's now done, or?
Yeah, I think Fabinho and Henderson are nailed on. It's just about the other spot. Again, like I said, with the centre backs, it's going to be a pretty intense game, pretty hectic game at the start. You sort of need those leaders around the pitch just to cope with it and cope with the atmosphere. So I think Fabinho and Henderson are nailed on, even when we have a fully fit midfield. And then it's just about the third position, which I don't know if we're going to get into soon.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it now. I'll just go with you, Samuel. Who do you think's going to be in that third position? Obviously, we've got the likes of Ox, Kurtis, Milner are all tipped to be one of the players who goes there. There's been a few curveballs getting put out there. Maybe we see Minamino start behind the striker and we play a bit of a 4-2-3-1, which I personally like the sound of. But do you think we are going to go more of a midfield three with one of the names I mentioned previously?
Yeah, I think probably go with Jones. He's had a few good cameos. Milan had a good cameo there. And obviously he played really well against Norwich. So yeah, I'll probably put Jones in. So I put Fabinho, Henderson, Jones. I think that works well. Jones more than capable. So I just put Jones in. Ox, I still haven't seen anything that he used to be in 17-18. Who else? Milner. I feel like we're gonna need him, and I don't want to play him in case he gets injured or whatever. So I'll probably go with Jones. Just to give him a chance, and I think that'll be his first Premier League start if I'm not mistaken. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it will be his first start. I think he's come on a bit. But Jared, who's your third midfielder?
This is a tough one. So I haven't seen a ton of Brentford. I don't think a ton of people have, but from what I've heard and the match I did see, especially the Arsenal match, I think they stick to their footballing principles and they're not going to sit back in a low block and just defend 10 men behind the ball. I think there's going to be a lot of space on the pitch. It's going to be an relatively open match, unless they go up, 1 or 2-0, but that's highly unlikely. So I think having someone more industrious in there will be more beneficial for us. So probably Milner or Curtis Jones. Maybe Curtis I would pick Curtis because of his creativity along with his work rates and defensive abilities, but he did play midweek. Whereas Milner, did Milner start at the midweek? Remind me.
I don't think so.
I don't think he did. He might have made a cameo, or he might not have even come on. But regardless, we don't need. I mean, we always need a Thiago, but we don't need someone who's going to unlock a low block necessarily this weekend. I think it's going to be someone who can more put in the put in a shift, really just provide some legs, and I think Milner will do that. I'm going to go with Milner, but I think it's Jones or Milner. It's very close.
Yeah, Omar, your thoughts?
I think it's really interesting. I think there's a case for all three of them. And I'm sort of trying to now look at the whole 90 minutes and like how we can use the bench as well. So I'd probably go with Curtis Jones. I agree with Jared that Brentford will stick to their principles and there will be space. And we sort of want to combat that with someone who can like get into those half spaces and sort of connect with the front three a bit more. Oxlade can do that, but I think him and Milner might be a bit more useful off the bench in this game. Milner, obviously, just to shore things up. And I think Ox, should the game get even more stretched, like that plays into his own hands. So I think Curtis Jones will be fine. I don't think the 2 games in 4 days or whatever will affect him at all because he's young, he's fresh, and I really like him. I think that like left central midfield position is suited to him, a bit like how like obviously not as good as how Coutinho played it for us, but he's that sort of player where he can like connect with the front three.
Yeah, I mean, can I not convince anyone of me 4-2-3-1 with Minamino?
The 4-2-3-1 with us has always looked better on paper, I think.
I think it's looked better when we've played it. When we played it with Shaqiri 2 seasons ago, when we sacked Mourinho out, we were flying that whole December. We conceded 2 goals and we scored so many goals. Obviously, Shaqiri, Minamino, bit of a different player. But and I think with Henderson and Fabinho, it might be something that Klopp looks at. I don't know why. I feel like he might try it. Again, it's Brentford as well. They're not going to be sitting back, defending all the time. It would be a really good opportunity for Klopp to think, okay, can we play this when Firmino comes back? If the likes of Thiago are out for a long time, and we are having a bit of a midfield issue, why not just go to 2 midfielders? And then we've got Firmino and Minamino sort of in that front 4. I think it seems logical. I think I'm going to get slack for saying it, but I'd like to see it. I think it could be interesting.
Yeah, I agree to a certain extent. I feel like, playing 4-2-3-1 will probably ease our midfield crisis a little bit. But obviously, I'm kind of scared for the attacking crisis. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get someone like Firmino injured again, or Jota, or you know what I'm saying? So I'm actually kind of wary on putting out. Let's say that you put Firmino as a 10. It's kind of scary putting out all of your best attacking options on the pitch, and you never know. You know what I'm saying? So I would just like to keep one on the bench with Minamino. I wouldn't mind. I actually wouldn't complain if I saw him as playing as the 10 tomorrow. Because obviously it's Brentford. We should win comfortably, but to be honest, like I wouldn't mind, to be honest, if I'm being very honest. So because he has been playing well.
Anyone else want to give the 2 cents on it, or can we just?
I mean, you've sort of convinced me by. You haven't convinced me, but you're getting me there in the sense that that December period was like we were flying. I just like Sam said, when you have 4 attackers out there, it doesn't feel like you have anything else to give off the bench, and I feel like maybe if this was a home game, it would be a better occasion. But I don't know, like how ready we are just to switch into that straight away. So I'm not fully convinced about it yet.
I would jump in and add that I think if I see the team sheet tomorrow and Minamino's playing the 10, I'll be very excited to see that without a doubt. That would be great. But I think we get so much offensive output from our width, our wingers and our fullbacks. Trent's like an attacking midfielder, in and of himself. So I just think against the Brentford, we don't even need to do that. If it's a rest thing because of all the injuries to the midfield, then that maybe he does go with that. But I just think we don't even need more attacking thrust. I think we just need to control the game, put in the hard yards, and we don't necessarily need a Minamino kind of up there with Jota, who it's probably going to be Jota, right? Maybe Origi, but probably not. So, but I would love to see it. You're right, Charlie. It'd be really exciting. But I feel like Klopp kind of really sticks to his system pretty religiously.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've convinced anyone, but I feel like I've changed everyone's perception on it. If it happens, we'll we won't.
I wasn't thinking about it. I wasn't thinking about it, but it's exciting. The thought is exciting for sure.
Yeah. So are we going to go? I think we've got 2 for Curtis Jones and Jared for Milner. So we'll stick Curtis Jones in our predicted. If this happens tomorrow, Minamino's behind the front 3, then I think it confirms Jurgen Klopp watches the videos and I'm a tactical mastermind. But we will move on to the front 3. Obviously, Firmino is returned to training this week, returned to full training. Obviously, it looks like it's going to be too soon for him to play. Any argument against the typical front 3 of Mane, Jota, Salah?
No.
No,
Yeah.
you got to go with your strongest three here. I think with Firmino coming back as well, probably next week, it makes sense. They all had a rest in midweek, so it just makes sense for them to play, to be honest. And I'm sure they'll be flying.
Yeah, I agree. I was gonna say that the sound of a bench full of Minamino, Origi in his current form, Milner, if we need someone more industrious to come on, and Tsimikas, like that's a nice little. It's limited, but that's a nice 4 substitutes to have it at our disposal. So I do think he'll go with the tried and true, Mane, Jota, Salah. And there's some decent attacking depth there, Oxlade as well, Oxlade-Chamberlain. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the bench, Cade Gordon currently isn't in the squad for the under-23 games against Chelsea, which is going on now.
Oh, that's good.
Which sort of indicates that he is going to be on the bench. Maybe if we get like 4 goals up, would you like to see him come on?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. He's a good player. Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've just saw that he's out of the squad, which obviously there's no reports of an injury or anything. So hopefully that means we might get to see him. I think he becomes the youngest Premier League player for us, if I'm not mistaken. One of, definitely.
Yeah, I think Owen still owns it. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Owen?
well, I don't know. We had Jerome Sinclair too, didn't we? He was about 10 when he played for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we happy with the team, everyone? We've got Alisson in goal, back four of Robertson, Matip, Virgil, and Trent, and then a midfield three of Fabinho, Henderson, Jones, and a front three of Jota, Mane, and Salah. Any changes anyone wants to argue, or if this lines up tomorrow, we're all gonna be fine with it?
Yeah, pretty fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. On Cade Gordon, I just think he seems incredible, but he's so young. He's 16, right? He's so young. I really want to ease him into things. And that's such a fine line to toe. I don't know how to do it, of course, and I trust Klopp as a great man manager, but as a sub, yes, but I don't know. I'm just worried about him. He's so young.
I think
I
think if he's good enough though, he's ready. I think that Klopp and Pep Linders, like the management team, are normally very careful about when putting in players. So the fact that they want him, a 16-year-old, in the squad already, they started him in midweek. Like, to me, that signals like that he is a really special player. So like, whether they throw him into the limelight or ease him in, whatever they do, I completely back, because look, I think like we've seen it before, like we've seen players like Ben Woodburn, it felt a bit too early, but then someone like Raheem Sterling, when he came in at 16, 17, like some players are just like born for that level. So it's more of a promising thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Harvey Elliott as well is another good example. Obviously, he was playing for Fulham when he was 16. Didn't look, I think he was 15 actually, weren't he? Like, it seems like we are starting to bring in a lot of youth, and a lot of youth who are confident enough to be playing. Obviously, has experience in the Championship with Derby already. So if he comes off the bench for 10 minutes, I'm not going to complain. I think he didn't light up the world against Norwich, but he definitely didn't know how to place, which is an important thing for somebody of his age. So if we see him tomorrow, then, we're chilling with that. I don't mind. But I think we'll wrap it up. That's our start on 11 for the game. Again, make sure to follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's where we've got all of our content coming up for the games. Follow everyone else on Twitter here, Jared, Sam, Omar. Hopefully the Reds can win tomorrow. So thank you everyone for watching, and thank you for the guys joining me. And
cheers,
see you
mate.
later.
Thanks, boys.
Cheers, mate.
See you later.